Good morning. It is Monday morning once again.
I know, it's crazy. I feel like we were just here.
Yep, happens every week.
No.
Yep, here we are. If you guys are new to the channel, I am Chris, better known as Chris Cooking Nashville here on YouTube. This is the beautiful Ash Taylor, and we are here to share all kinds of thoughts, keto, carnivore, proper human diet, food-related stuff, and we both have, I would say, some pretty incredible success stories when it comes to the proper human diet.
I would agree. We've gotten rid of anxiety and depression. I've lost 110 pounds. You've lost
130.
Yeah. So we've lost 2 people.
Yeah.
Or one very large person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to be here today.
Yeah.
Ready to share some motivations.
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
gonna be good. If you guys can see and hear us, please let us know. Make
Yes.
sure that everybody is hearing what we have to say, because
Mhm.
it wouldn't do me any good to preach and have nobody hear anything. So
Make sure all's good.
yeah. So we're just gonna double check, make sure that everybody can hear us fine.
Yes.
And then we are going to dive in. We'll say hello to some folks here very shortly. Janelle says we're loud and clear. Awesome.
Really
We
cool.
do have a brand new Double D56. Good morning. First time
Awesome.
here for a live. We are so glad
Yeah.
to have you here. And that is apparently a YouTube member. That's awesome.
That's great. Thank you
It's
for
good
being
to see
here.
you. We're so glad you're here live.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, guys, Chris is going to start preaching his sermon. And like he said, we'll get to you guys later on. But be sure to hit the thumbs up on this video.
Yes.
Comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Share any wins, successes. But yeah, don't be shy. Feel free to comment, like. You know what to do. You know the drill.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, guys, we're going to jump in and we're going to talk a little bit about this before we jump into the comment section and get too carried away. We're going to talk about this idea of kind of breaking this cycle of failure and talk about these reasons why keto or carnivore might fail you. Now, is this the only reasons that keto or carnivore might be failing somebody? No, this is not an exhaustive list, but this is something that I see regularly on social media. This is something I have seen Facebook groups and YouTube chats and people talking about this in media and all this kind of stuff. And this is at least one of the areas of subject matter that leads to this. So if you have ever felt like quitting, doing keto, carnivore, whatever you're doing, even though you believe that this is the right way to do this live stream is for you. Now, I say even if you believe, because there are people who try this hoping for a quick fix, and when they don't get 100 pounds off in the first week, they give up, right? Yeah. So it does not work that way. Nothing in life works that way. There is no such thing as a magic pill. Like it does not do that. You can get seemingly miraculous results doing this kind of stuff. And there seem to be a lot of people who talk about I lost 100 pounds in 2 months and like all this, there's things out there like that. And I get that. That's just not the way the body works, right? And by the way, we are not doctors. This is not medical advice. So if you're looking for medical advice, you need to go find a doctor that you have a doctor-patient relationship with. This is purely for education, entertainment, and for you to be able to advocate for yourself and have information. But there is no easy magic pill. You cannot just dive into doing keto and carnivore or any of these things thinking that in a week you're going to lose 20 pounds and then you can go right back to what you would normally do and just expect that to stay out. It doesn't work that way. However, if you believe in keto and carnivore and you believe in the proper human diet concept of eating this low carb way of life, finding what is working best for your body, whatever is the best way to do it, if you believe that, then this is the live stream that might help you if you feel like you are thinking about quitting. Or if you feel like quitting because you just don't want to do this. So I have seen too many people walk away from this lifestyle just thinking that they were the problem, like there's something wrong with me, or keto and carnivore won't work for me, or whatever. That is not the problem. It never has been the problem, and it's never going to be the problem. So today we're going to break down real reasons why people give up. And we're going to try to figure out what kind of tools we can have to fight back and to win at this. And I've created a little something that I'm going to give you guys access to here at the end of the live stream. So first of all, 5 ways that keto and carnivore are failing people.
Okay.
Okay, 5 ways. Number 1, the perfection trap. We talk about this all the time. We are not here for perfection. We are here to make progress. Okay, this is the if you mess up, you have failed mindset. This is where you see the dogmatic people who jump on people's backs. And this is where people beat themselves up and look in the mirror. This is where, well, if I had this one bite of something because my kids are eating it, I've already messed up. I may as well just eat what I want the rest of the day. Well, if I messed up that day, I'm just going to eat the rest of the week. If I've messed up this week, I'm terrible. I'm failing. Like, this is a whole spiral thought process. If you mess up, that means you're a failure. Well, you may as well give up. That mindset is one of the worst reasons I see people failing at this. This creates fear and guilt, and it has this binge and restrict cycles. I was deep into this. Binge, restrict, back and forth, and feeling like a failure the entire time. This is what happened when I did carnivore the first time. And then I started going into that, I don't really need to be so strict. And I started tap dancing in the world of eating carbs and coming up with excuses. And then I would binge on carbs, and then I would eat a meal that was trying to be strict, and I would beat myself up because I had messed up. And then I'd go back to the carbs, and it took me off the rails. So that is a real issue. And you need to be able to let go of that idea. You've got to get rid of that mindset and realize that progress is more important than perfection every time, for every person, all day long, every day, everywhere in the world. We are human beings. You are not going to be perfect no matter how much you try. And anyone out there who tells you that they're doing it perfectly and says, why can't you? They're lying to you, okay? They're lying. They're flat out lying. I'm not saying that means they're eating carbs on a daily basis, but something about what they do is not perfect, because they're a human being, and by definition, they cannot be perfect. So no one is perfect. Progress is the goal. So number 1, the perfection trap. You have to do it perfect or everything is failure. Number 2, dogma disguised as science. This is one we see online a lot, okay? So you get a lot of conflicting advice from influencers and purists on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. And we've seen this. Sometimes it's the influencers. Sometimes it's the people in the comment section. Like, there's all of these things. Because of the way social media works, people who are inflammatory and loud and presenting an opinion as fact, or being super dogmatic, or, like going out really far out in left field. Like, if you eat 3 pounds of butter and drink salt water and stand on your head for 40 minutes a day, you're going to lose 100 pounds. Like, maybe that will work for someone. I don't know. But to state that as a fact that's going to apply to every single person is a really inflammatory way to get the social media algorithm to love you. And when you do that, you make money and you get notoriety. So you have to realize, when you are looking at social media and you see this dogma disguised as science, it is not necessarily science. This is why I appreciate people like Dr. Barry, because he says, here's the thing that I'm saying. Here's the research to support what I'm saying. We're all learning this together. N equals 1. Do your experiment and find out what makes you feel best. But this is the research I'm using that is backing up why I'm giving you my viewpoint on this. And he fully admits, I don't know everything. And if I mess up and if I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong, right? So we're learning this together. Some of the ideas you guys may have seen. 0 carbs or you're not carnivore. I've seen that. There's trace dairy carbs in dairy, of course. There's trace carbs in an egg yolk. There's trace carbs in meat, actually, because of the glycogen stores in the muscles of animals. Like, there is no such thing as technically 0 carbs. It doesn't exist, okay? So then it becomes, well, how many carbs before you have to cut it off and call it, and this is where we can go down this dogma as science thing. Does it matter? If you're carnivore, stop eating the plants. Decide whether you want to use the spices or not, right? And if you're struggling with dairy, cut out your dairy. If this labeling and dogma as science thing will get in your head and it will ruin what you do. So whether you are keto or you are carnivore, it does not matter. This dogma disguised as science and us living into trying to live up to all of these people on social media that say things to get clicks is ruining your understanding of what a proper human diet is. Some people need to be steak, salt, water. Some people can eat close to 100 grams of carbs a day and they can have all the plants. And there's a whole range in between. I don't know why different ones work for different people, but that's the way it is. So no dogma disguised as science. Your body is a lab, not someone else's ideology. Your body is a lab where you are experimenting and you are finding out what makes you happy and makes you feel your best. Your body is not somebody else's ideology. They should not be sticking their fat mouth into your life, telling you what to do with your body. And if they beat you up because you don't do it right, screw that. You deserve better. So don't let people like that get in your ear, because that is the number 2 reason people fail, because they let people get in their head. Number 3, no tools for real life struggles. Okay. This one caught up with me, and it can still catch up with me if I'm not careful. So budget limitations, social pressure, feeding families, there's all of these things we're going to come across in life. Right? I'm struggling with the bills. I'm struggling with my family not wanting to eat this. I'm struggling with this social setting. There's all of these things. If you don't have tools to deal with it, you are going to struggle. People quit not from hunger, but from exhaustion. That's the nice thing on keto and carnivore. You don't have to be hungry. But if you get exhausted trying to figure out how to be keto or carnivore, and you don't have tools to help you with these times when it gets challenging, you're going to burn out. And then you can't stick with this, because if you can't stick with the diet, then what does it matter? It doesn't matter how clean, strict carnivore you are. If it's not a sustainable lifestyle that you're actually going to stick with, it's not going to do you any good. So coming up with tools that are going to help you with the real life things. The truth is that if the plan doesn't work for real life, it's not a good plan. Doesn't matter what the science says about how good it would be for your body. If it doesn't work for your life, it's not a good plan. So tools. When we go out to social settings and I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to eat anything in this social setting, I pregame.
Yep.
I eat stuff here at home. Right before we leave, I will stuff myself with burger patties and eggs if I have to, right? I try to take food with us. Like when we go on the road, I try to have stuff in the car, beef jerky, eggs. Deviled eggs are a great way to travel when we need lunch on the roads one day. There's different ways of doing this, but maybe if you guys have some ideas, drop it in the chat. What are some tools for the real life struggle situations? Like, what are the things you do to get through this? Because you have to have tools for real life struggles. Reason number 4, obsession, guilt, and shame culture. Anybody else out there feel this? Anybody experienced this on the internet? Right. Obsession, guilt, shame culture. I gained 2 pounds. I must be broken. No. I ate a cupcake. I must be a terrible, lazy, worthless human being. No. Micromanaging your macros, chasing the scale, focusing on every last little bite of everything you have put in your mouth to the detriment of your ability to be able to do this successfully, those are problems. And it comes from this culture of guilt and shame and obsessing over things and beating yourself up. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't track things. If tracking things matters to you and it helps you keep on track, I think it's a good thing to do. But there is a difference between using tracking as a tool and obsessing over every last calorie and gram of carbohydrate and gram of protein and gram of fat and trying to hit exact number. Like if you are obsessing to a point where you are ruining your ability to be keto or carnivore consistently, then go back to number 3. If the plan doesn't work for real life, it's not a good plan. So obsessing and having guilt and shame in the process of this, you are worth more than that. Stop beating yourself up and start thinking about optimistic searching for solutions. And number 5, and I think this is maybe one of the ones that got to me as well back in the day, lack of support and community. I have linked the description in the description box down below the band, right? I'm also going to be sharing a little bit of something here with you guys because we're going to come up with tools for all of this. We're going to talk about what we do on a daily basis to battle against this. But one of the tools is the band, our private community. If you need a community, we have a community. If you need support, which you do, we have a place you can get it. We're not the only place you can get that on the internet, but I think we're a pretty doggone good place you can get that because we're here for you, and the people in the band are kind and they are understanding and they are on this journey with you. And if any of them is not kind and decides to beat you up for anything, I will kick them out of the band. We don't deal with that. We do not allow that. We are here to support each other and be a kind and just uplifting community because I know this is hard. I've been through it. You've been through it. We go through this and we still are not perfect. And I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to have progress. So we have a community where you can be surrounded by people who understand, and they're here to give you just ideas, support, tools. We do extra stuff in there. It's really, really cool. So consider joining the band. Doing this alone equals burnout. You are going to burn out if you are on an island. We are communal creatures. We are meant to be in a tribe. You need a tribe. So find the community. Most people do not need new rules. They need a better tribe. You don't need people to give you a whole bunch of new rules that's like, oh, well, the reason keto and carnivore isn't working is because you're not following this rule and this one and this one and this one and this one. You'll learn how to refine what you do as you go. You don't need a whole bunch of new rules to just stabilize and start becoming successful. You need a better group of people surrounding you that's not going to beat you up and tear you down and insult you for not doing it right, or people who are saying that whole thing is stupid. Come over here and have a cupcake and a cookie. Well, you just need a little bit of something. You don't need that kind of influence in your life. You need a better group of people surrounding you to listen to. That's why we have the band. You are not weak. You are under-supported. This is a truth, and I'm going to say that again. I want you to listen. You are not weak. You are under-supported. When you're struggling, you are not weak. You are under-supported. Now, there can be different reasons you're under-supported. Maybe you need a community. Maybe you need more information. Maybe you need some tools that help you with the social settings. Maybe you need to get over this idea of perfection versus progress. Maybe you're believing a bunch of dogmatic people that are acting like they're science whizzes on the internet. I don't know. You have to figure out what's going on in your own mind because I'm not in your own head to, figure that out for you. You have to figure out what's going on. But regardless of what you're struggling with, you are not weak. You're just under-supported. So let's talk about now some signs. So there's your 5 reasons. I'll say them again just so you can review. The perfection trap, not perfection, progress. Dogma disguised as science. Don't let some idiot with a 6-pack on the internet tell you that their viewpoint on how much butter you should have on a daily basis is science. Number 3, no tools for real life struggles. Know what you're going to do in those situations. Number 4, the obsession, guilt, and shame culture. Stop obsessing and beating yourself up and being shameful with yourself. And number 5, a lack of support and community. These are the 5 things that I see affect most people in one way or another, which is why they end up going off the rails. They're struggling and they finally burn out and quit. So how do you know it's not you? Signs that you can look for in your own struggle to say, you know what? I don't think this is me. I think this is something where maybe I need some support. I need some tools. I need some help. I need some things. Constant second guessing. You hear it, but then you're not sure. You want to eat this, but I don't know if that's going to work. I think this would help me. Am I really smart enough to know that? Are you constantly second guessing yourself? Because if you are, you're trying to get this figured out. I used to second guess myself constantly. Mood swings from under eating. If you're being so obsessive about this and you're falling off and you're struggling and you're going down and up and down and up and down and up, you may be under eating and not having enough fuel in your body. And you may really be struggling from that. Guilt after breaking the rules. This is one of the things I think, balloons, there we go. This is one of the things that Dr. Barry says this a lot. And he talks about, okay, so what happens? You went off the rails, you ate the whole bag of Doritos, you ate all the Twinkies you could find, you drank a gallon of soda. What do? And he goes, you get up the next day and you go right back the very next meal to doing what you need to do, and you pretend like it never happened. Stop hanging on to the shame. Stop hanging on to the guilt. Let it go and go back to what you're doing. Wanting to quit even though the diet should be working. If you want to quit, but you go, I know this should be working. I believe in keto carnivore, but it's not doing what I wanted to do. And I just feel like quitting. You are burning out. You're struggling and you're not feeling stable and you're not practicing vitamin P, patience, right? You're not practicing patience. You are not focusing on the right stuff. You're focusing on all of the ways it's not working and you're beating yourself up and you're struggling with burnout, and you have to be able to let that go and you have to be able to stop that. Okay. You're not broken. You're being given the wrong tools. That's the perspective I want you guys to have if you're struggling with this. You're not broken. You have the wrong tools. Now, what do we do? The comeback plan. Okay. And I have a couple of things here, and then I'm just going to pop something up on the screen. I'm going to have a resource for you guys. So burn the rule book and build a routine. Okay, I love this one. Burn the rule book. This is like burning of the bras, right?
Pretty much.
We're burning the bras. We're burning the carnivore and keto rule book. We're going to build a routine. You're going to create a fallback with meals and non-negotiables. Okay, so if there's certain things that you can easily fall back into, here's a meal that I can have that's quick, it's simple, and I know it does what I need to have. Have that ready to go. Have it. You can throw it in a microwave. You can pull it out of the refrigerator and cook it real quick. Whatever that is, have that. As you develop this routine with keto and carnivore, make it livable, make it repeatable, and make it resilient. So you need to be able to do this day after day after day without having to put a bunch of stress and pressure into it. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have variety in your foods or any of that. If that's important to you, absolutely go for it. But you need to make whatever you're doing as a regular thing repeatable. You need to make it livable. It needs to work with your lifestyle, whatever it is you do on a daily basis. And you need to make it resilient so it's something that you can continue down the road. Okay, so think about that. What are some ideas? Drop it in the chat. What can you do? Number 2, eat like you love yourself. Stop starving trying to get results. So many people are under eating. So many people are not enjoying what they do. They're not letting themselves have any of the things, keto or carnivore, that they love because, I got to tighten it up. I got to cut it further. I got to push myself this way. I've got to make this happen. I've got to, it's all of this self-discipline work. And they are struggling because they're starving, maybe for food, maybe just for the convenience of being able to kick back and have the slightly less clean version of something on a really busy day after work because it was easier than getting the real thing out of the refrigerator, right? So maybe you go get the cheap frozen burger patties and you throw them in the air fryer because you're like, I just can't thaw out the grass-fed beef that I've got in the freezer and sit here and work. Fine. Throw a frozen burger patty in the air fryer and call it a day. Don't starve yourself of the things that you need. Sometimes it's food and sometimes that's other things. Don't starve yourself trying to get that. Mm. You need to choose foods that fuel confidence and calm. Mm. Fat and protein, animal fat and protein. Confidence and calm comes from eating fat and protein. Number 3, upgrade your environment. Remove the junk triggers. And I know this is hard if you have families, but maybe there needs to be a drawer or a cabinet or some place in the house where the junk food goes that the family wants, and you don't go there. You don't look in there. You don't have it around you, whatever. remove the junk triggers, and then stock up your weapons: meat, minerals, electrolytes, and leftovers for convenient quick snacks and meals. Okay? Meat, minerals, electrolytes, and leftovers. That's your weapons. That's what you need. Lastly, get loud and get support. Share your story. Why does it so many of the influencers talk about sharing your story online? Dr. Barry talks about this. Small creators talk about this. All of these people all over the internet, they are sharing their story, because when you start sharing your story, you start to embody it. You start to live into it even more, and it starts to become really important to you. So share your story and then join a real community like the band or the PhD tribe or any of these other places. Wherever it is you feel like you're welcomed, go find your community, join, and be invested. It's interesting. Sometimes we have people, they join the band. When they join, I'll go and send them a message and I'll say hello, and they never respond to me. They never comment on anything. They never involve themselves in anything, and then they leave. And I always want to, I don't, but I always want to reach out and go, if you weren't going to interact, why would you join the community? Like, you're welcome to join, but if you're not going to interact, you're not going to get anything out of it. Because you need a community to help you. And if you don't partake, and if you don't participate, and you don't go out and actively try to be in this community that can support you, you're not going to feel any support. So
must be present to win.
Must be present to win. So come join the band or whatever community you want. Join a community and interact with people. Share your story, talk to people, tell us about your struggles. Because if you isolate yourself and you're all holed up like this, you don't want anyone to know anything's going on, no one can help you.
Also, if I can add on to that,
I would love to.
There's so much access in all these different private communities on the internet. I also think Chris and I are very real to know that a lot of people might not afford $5-10 a month.
Yep.
We've been there. We totally get it.
Yep.
Which is why we do live streams, and a lot of other people in this space do live streams.
Absolutely.
So if you're saying, hey, I desperately need help, or I desperately need this, yes, a private community is fantastic and you should join. If you can't, then you need to be showing up in these live streams, whether it's ours. I can think of 20 people in this chat. You guys if you guys do a live stream where you encourage and you like tell stories and it would be a good place, drop it down below.
Yep.
But it's like there's so many people in the space that do live streams every single day, and we just help encourage each other and keep each other accountable. So don't feel like you have to pay though for that support. But if you need extra support, join a private community.
Yep. Absolutely. I totally agree. Totally agree. So a couple of things that I just want to leave you with thinking about, and then we're going to dive into this resource that I'm going to have for you guys, which you can download. This way of eating isn't failing. The way it's being taught is. Keto and carnivore are not failing your body, but the way it's being taught to you might be. And maybe you don't struggle with that, but there are people who do. I'm not sitting here with a six-pack and pecs and all this kind of stuff telling you I got it all figured out, because I don't have it all figured out. I'm still on the journey and I'm still working for it. But what I can tell you is that no matter what you're trying to get figured out, we all need to be able to work together on this. We need to figure out how to move forward and have progress and focus on that, and not focus on beating ourselves up. Because I did that for 30 plus years of my life. And guess what? It got me to 400 plus pounds and nothing was ever good. None of that worked. I did all that. I beat myself up. I hated myself. I looked in the mirror and thought I was trash. Guess what? Didn't change anything. Nothing helped. In fact, it made it worse. So that doesn't work. You don't need to be stricter. You need to be smarter. This is a really good one for me. Maybe strictness will be helpful to you, but you don't get strict by being strict. You get strict by being smart. You need to figure out how to implement that in your life. You need to figure out how to make this work and what is going to be sustainable for you to be consistent with. You're allowed to live a beautiful, messy, meat-fueled life. You don't have to be perfect at this. You're allowed to be messy. You're allowed to screw up. You're allowed to not get this right all the time. Eat your meat, fuel that life that you're trying to love, and enjoy it. If you focus on that, you will figure out the rest as you go. But if you're focused on all the things that are wrong and all the ways you're not doing it right and all the results you want but aren't getting and everything else, that's the only thing that's going to be in your head. And if you go online, you're going to find a bunch of dogmatic nut jobs on the internet who have social media outlets that are going to tell you all about the science of why you need to be eating 10 pounds of butter, or why chicken is the reason you're failing, or I mean, like all of this kind of stuff. And a lot of that stuff, it's just inflammatory stuff to get you to click. And then you take it as gospel, and it ruins your ability to have results.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there some truth in some of those things? Yeah, I'm sure there is. But you have to be able to go in and pick out the nuggets of information that are helpful to you, and you have to be able to look at it with a critical eye and understand what's real and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really hard to do if your whole life you're just dedicating to this idea that you have to be perfect and you have to be like all these people online. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something that I have created that I think will be hopefully helpful for you. Pop this up here. So this is a PDF that I created, and you can download from my website. Now, it's a private page on the website. You're not going to see it by going to the website, but the link to the private page is on the description. It's in the description box. So go down to the description box and you can download this and just have this as a reference. But this, and I'm actually doing this myself, this is something that I want you to, if you're struggling, have this, reference it, maybe give this a try if you want, whatever works for you. But this is a way to help keep yourself focused. Okay. Step number 1, how do we break this cycle, right? Because you're not broken, you're rebuilding one savage day at a time, as we do in the rock and roll world, okay? Step 1, win the first hour. Your morning is going to set the tempo for your whole day. So wake up and hydrate, electrolytes, salt and water, like however it is you do that. We use our salty electrolytes. I love salty, but if you're not into that, that's cool. But get yourself hydrated. First thing in the morning, start hydrating, because you've been sleeping. You've been breathing all of this moisture out of your breath, all this kind of stuff. Your body needs hydration in the morning. So go ahead and hydrate. Move your body, even if it's 30 seconds of push-ups, a short walk outside, anything, whatever feels like movement to you, just move a little bit. Okay? It just gets things flowing and gets you going. Fuel with purpose. Eat a meal that gives you energy and not anxiety. Now, maybe you're one of those people that skips breakfast. Maybe you eat breakfast, whatever. I don't care. Whatever your first meal of the day is, however you do that, it needs to be something that fuels you with energy, not anxiety. So every day, I'm actually doing this first thing in the morning for my own just mental health, protein and fat.
Yep.
If it's a day where I feel more mentally all over the place, I lean more into the fat because the fat is soothing.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a day where I'm kind of feeling sluggish and I'm struggling mentally, I focus more on the protein because protein kicks things into gear. So I'm adjusting based on my day. But that's what I do first thing is I fuel myself. And then I want you guys to say this out loud. Today, I fight for progress, not perfection. If you need to look at yourself in the mirror, go look at yourself in the mirror. Today, I fight for progress, not perfection. You need to start retraining your brain to understand that this is about progress and not perfection. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's step number 1. Step 2, master your mind midday. Your brain is your battlefield. Keep it fueled, focused, and free from BS. Okay, midday check-in. I want you to ask yourself, am I obsessing? Am I underfueled? Am I running on guilt instead of steak or chicken or pork or whatever it is you've eaten, right? Are you obsessing over every last thing? Stop that. Are you underfueled? Eat. Are you running on guilt instead of steak? Let go of the shame and start focusing on the solutions. If you need to, course correct yourself with more meat, more minerals, and more movement, just like we did in the beginning of the day. Less noise, fewer rules, and for God's sake, zero shame. Let go of the shame and focus on getting rid of the junk like the noise and the rules and using solutions that you can stick to consistently. And do that midday if you need to. Step 3, shut down the shame spiral. One bite doesn't define you. One day doesn't destroy you. You don't owe the low-carb gods your soul. Okay? If you ate something off plan, breathe. Don't spiral down. Breathe. It's okay. Forget about it. Go right back to what you need to do the next meal. Pretend it never happened. Sweep it under the rug. It's one of the few things in life you get to sweep under the rug and feel good about. No starvation, no punishment, no starting over tomorrow. You're not starting over. You're just continuing. And no punishment. Don't eat the cookies today and then starve yourself tomorrow as some masochistic idea that you're going to force your way into being better. Stop that. You're worth more than that. You're a better person than that. You don't need to beat yourself up and punish yourself. Just make a better choice the next time. That's it. That's all you got to do. Just make a better choice the next time. And if you struggle with that choice, then make a better choice the next time. And keep going until you get it. And I want you to say this. I don't start over. I rise up. When you are on a journey, somewhere in the middle of that journey, you're going to have struggles. It doesn't mean you go back to the beginning to walk that part of the path to try to get to that point without the struggles again. You just deal with it. You rise up from whatever that struggle is, and you just keep going. It's the only way you can get forward. If you restart the journey every single time something happens, you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to keep going back home just to walk the same path. You will wear a hole through the floor of the first part of that path if you start over every time you have some sort of a hiccup or a problem. So don't start over. Rise up. Step number 4, power down with a win. Victory is built in the mind, not in the mirror. Don't look in the mirror and see how skinny you are and see if you've done all the things that you think you need to do and call that success. You're better than that. You're worth more than that. Victory is in the mind. Write down one win from today, even if it's nothing more than I didn't quit. That's still fantastic. That's still more than most people do.
Yeah.
Reflect what worked and what drained me. What are the things I need to do more of, and what are the things I need to do less of or avoid entirely? Think about that. Stack your weapons for tomorrow. Prep your food, refill your electrolytes, shut off your screen, get your sleep, all the things you need to do. Set yourself up for tomorrow's success. And then say this before bed. I'm not chasing a goal. I'm becoming a weapon. Let's say that again. I'm not chasing a goal. I'm becoming a weapon. Now, this is your new daily mantra. And if you need nothing else, take this, write it down on a piece of paper, stick it on your bathroom mirror, on your fridge, whatever you need to do. Write this down and stick it somewhere you can see it. Your new daily mantra. Eat like you love yourself. Move like your life depends on it, whatever that movement means to you. Rest like you are worth protecting. And repeat it until you're unstoppable. Eat like you love yourself. Move like your life depends on it. Rest like you are worth protecting. And repeat until you're unstoppable. The link for the band is also there on that PDF for you guys. When you download it, you'll be able to get that and come join the band if you want. That is free. It is on the website. The link for the page where you can find this download is in the description box. So if you want to get this, you want to pop it up on your phone, have it on your computer, print it out, stick it to the wall, whatever you want to do, this is your Breaking the Cycle PDF to help you have a daily reminder of this is what I'm doing to get away from those 5 reasons you may fail and actually implement some tools to start figuring out how to change your life so you don't want to quit. So you don't sit here going, I believe keto and carnivore work, but I'm so burnt out I can't do it. We love you guys and we want you to succeed. We are working to succeed, and these are things I'm doing for my own self every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important to be able to do this. So, do you have anything you would like to add, my love? I'm going to quit preaching.
Oh, I'm
going to quit preaching. I
yeah.
am done with the sermon.
I was going to say, this is kind of interesting that you, because I knew when you were working on this, but in the space right now, there's actually a video that just came out on Kelly Hogan's channel, who's a wonderful lady. If you guys don't subscribe to her, I'm sure most of you do, but if not, you should definitely check it out. But she did a video with Serena Music, Courtney Luna, and Jenny Medich and herself. So these 4 ladies sit down, and they actually talked a lot about a lot of the things that you brought up in this. And I know that you kind of put this together beforehand, so I feel like your timing is perfect.
There's something in the ether in the keto and carnivore space that I can sense, and I think they have been sensing it, and I think there's a lot of people struggling. So
yes. But if you guys haven't, I know Janelle's here, awesome rockstar moderator. Maybe she can drop a link to it if she knows what I'm talking about. If not, I'll do it. But go to Kelly Hogan's channel and watch it. But they actually talk about, and these are influencers in the space, right? And they kind of talk about all of this noise, where it's like people come in the comments and they're like, "Have you tried the sugar diet? Well, you should try that. And have you done this? And have you done?" And so it kind of just creates this downward spiral in your mind, and it makes you second guess yourself. And it makes you just go off and do crazy things. And then you basically, they all fell off the rails, and they kind of talk about their journey. And these are, I mean, people that have been carnivore for 2, 3, 4 years. I mean, they're major influencers in the space, but they all kind of let voices inside their head that kind of derailed everything that they were doing.
Kelly Hogan was the only one on that video that has not done the sugar diet. And she's the only one who didn't struggle. And that's why she brought the other 3 ladies on, because she wanted to really hear their stories about this. All 3 of them strong carnivores. All 3 of them come from a background of sugar addiction. All 3 of them tried the sugar diet, and all 3 of them talk about the struggle that it caused for them.
And it's a good example that anybody can be like the voices, whether it's in a comment section or whether it's wherever. I mean, it's a big thing, and it can. Not even if you're an influencer, like they're influencers that are struggling, but even if you're just a normal person. And I think this is why, again, having a good community, whether that's in person, online, whatever, but you have to be really careful of who you allow around you.
Right.
You really do have to protect yourself, because the people can say something and it can put you in a spiral.
Yes.
And then before you know it, you wake up and you're 6 months off the rails and you're feeling terrible. And it just becomes this whole thing.
Absolutely.
So you want to go ahead and let's say hey to some folks?
I would love to. Now that I've preached at y'all for so long, let's say hello.
Yeah.
And if you guys have questions or thoughts about any of this, please drop it in the chat. Let us know.
So Janelle says, "Good morning, everyone. Please,
hello, Janelle.
Please hit the like and subscribe button here.
Yes, thank you.
And also, please go to the CCN Studio channel and hit the like and subscribe button.
Thank you.
Folks that are new, can you explain really quickly about the Studios channel and what that is?
Yep. So we have a second channel called CCN Studios, and basically it's where all of the health information videos will go. We're going to start putting up some extra things there from time to time. So eventually we want to separate out the Studios channels where all the health info goes. The Chris Cooking Nashville channel is where all the food stuff is. That channel is not big enough for everyone to realize it's there yet, so I do it on both. But that is eventually where we would like to house that stuff in the future. We'll be able to have special guests and just really good information.
Yeah, awesome. Let's see. Jeffrey Cox
is
here. Says, "Morning, beautiful family. Listening in semi-live again. Amazing weekend filled with outdoor time and clean food, shopping, and cooking with my love. Can't wait to see you all in 1 month and 1 year."
I love it.
Nice.
I love it.
Awesome. I can't wait either. It's going to be great. Rick is here.
Hello, Rick.
And Dee.
Hey,
Grandma Patricia's here.
Hey, Patricia.
She says, "Hey, all, no dancing in the rain here in South Carolina. Too hot."
That's fair.
That is fair. Auntie says, good morning, Chris
Auntie.
and Ash. So glad you're here, Auntie. Sherry Nevada Pup is
Hi,
here.
Sherry.
Jeffrey Cox has a great question.
Yeah.
Any suggestions for clean pork rinds? The one I'm finding are all like $10 a bag online. Bonus if there are flavors like queso or spicy like jalapeno. Asking for a friend.
Yeah, Epic pork rinds is probably our favorite as far as flavors and that kind of stuff. They can be a little bit expensive. Porking Good also has pork rinds, I believe. I use the Porking Good pork panko a lot of times when I'm cooking with pork panko, but you can do that. Truthfully, some of the best ways to get cheap pork rinds are to go places like Sam's Club and Costco. And as long as you look at the ingredients list to make sure that there's no like canola oil that they fried it in or anything, usually it's good. So if it just is pork rinds, that means it's fried in its own fat. If they fry it in something like canola oil, they have to put it on the ingredients list. So make sure the ingredients list only has like pork rinds, salt, that kind of stuff. But a lot of times the cheap store brands, they actually fry a lot of times in just the pork's own fat. So just double check and make sure, look at that ingredients list no matter what you're buying. But the cheap Sam's Club pork rinds got us through for a long time.
A long time, yeah. For sure. Great question. Rockin' Keto Amy is here. Your parents are here.
Hey, Mama and Papa Nashville in the house.
That's right. Lonnie's here.
Hey, Lonnie.
Debbie Purple Love and Nana's here.
Hey, Debbie.
Sherry is also here.
Hello, Sherry.
So glad she can join us. Chili Harder is here.
Hey, Chili. So good to see you.
Yeah, Chili's one of our newer band members.
Yep.
Love having them in there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Rockin' Keto Amy says, awesome. Just smoked a picanha and tri-tip this morning to rare. Day 15 of my carnivore N =1.
I love that, Amy. Good choice on the picanha.
Yeah, Amy, picanha is my love language.
Yes.
You go, girl. Thomas at Target Prime Rib is here.
Hey, Thomas, what's going on?
He says hello to Chris and Ash. We got Terry.
Hey, Terry.
Cargo. We got Cheryl watching on
Hello,
Facebook.
Cheryl.
Emily's here with us.
Hey, Emily.
Janelle says, yes, progress and non-scale victories, bodies need to heal.
Yes.
Amen. And Sherry says, I believe. I did well for about a month and just couldn't believe how much better I felt. But my addiction and constant food noise derailed me. Now I'm struggling every day.
I get it, Sherry, and you're not alone on that. So please let us know how we can support you and just, again, make it usable, make it livable, figure out what the tools are that are going to help you each day. And don't focus on the mistakes, focus on the progress.
Absolutely, yeah. Mr. Lewis Stone is in the house. Love Lewis, he's the best. And Janelle says, yeah, love Dr. Berry, and then he gives resources with his quotes.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, it's amazing. Here's some traveling tips. Lonnie says, I was able to buy just meat patties from Dairy Queen when traveling.
Perfect. Yep. I know you can also do the same thing at Wendy's a lot of times. Some McDonald's will do it, and some of them don't think they can. So that can be a little funky, but yeah, that's a great way to do it, is buying burger patties on the road.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good tip. Blue Diamond Bill is here, watching from Texas.
Hello, Bill.
The beautiful Holly Springer is here
Holly.
with us. Debbie Purple Evanana says, yeah, tracking keeps me on track to ensure I'm getting enough protein and fat. I don't worry much about calories.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's good.
All right, Denise is here. We got
Hello,
some folks
Denise.
watching on Facebook
Yeah,
today.
I love
like
that.
Janelle says, when I order a la carte patties, my husband rolls his eyes and says, I can't take you anywhere. Well, Janelle, I think you're pretty cool. You
That's
go,
right.
girl.
That's right.
You go.
Hey, you're making it work for you.
Yeah. Brody YYC says, I track protein since I'm doing weight training and like to walk marathons. I get extra sore when I don't.
Yeah. See, that's a good reason to track, because that's not a tracking to obsess. That's a tracking to achieve a certain amount of progress. That's a great reason to do that.
Yeah. You're talking about not listening to influencers on the internet. Sandy K says, or some skinny mini. Doesn't have to be a dude with a six-pack.
Right.
Yeah. I think it doesn't honestly matter what someone looks like, if they're skinny, if they still have weight to lose or whatever. I think you just got to understand someone's heart and their resources and where they're coming from.
Absolutely.
Fact check them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The skinny people are not always healthy. The overweight people are not always sick. People are in their journey, and they're in a lot of different places in their journey. And I think what really matters more than how someone looks or any of those kinds of things is how much can they really explain why they're saying what they're saying, and how much can they encourage you on your journey and not judge you for trying to get it figured out. That's really what matters. The heart matters a lot.
Terry at My Terrific Life is here.
Hey, Terry.
She says, morning, my meaty peeps. I like it. Andy's here.
Hey, Andy.
Me Lady Laugh a Lot says, made the 90-second bread for biscuits and gravy yesterday. Delicious.
Love that. That's fantastic.
Oh, that's so good. Jay Enos is here, says, y'all have become my tribe, my support. Wish I could afford the band, but due to limited income, I have not joined. Good news, since I started keto years ago, I am adjusting to carnivore easily.
Good for you. That's fantastic.
Awesome.
And we're so glad you're here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we were saying. The band is unlimited resources. There's so much cool stuff in there. If you can't afford it right now, that's okay. That's why we're here doing this live stream.
That's right.
So
trying to help everybody.
Trying to help everybody. So we get it. But we're so glad, and good for you, man. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Linda D 2007 says, I meal prep for all my work lunches as well as the breakfast on my work day, so everything is ready. I find that people are more understanding if you just say you're gluten-free.
There you go.
Yeah, honestly.
Make it work for you. That's awesome.
Say I eat whole food. Say I eat, whatever. It works. John Wise is here.
Hey, John.
Says trying to be perfect is a path to failure.
Yep.
Because we can never be perfect. Our goal should be to be better every single day.
Amen. Absolutely.
Denise nailed it. You do you.
Yep. There you go. That's what it comes down to.
Oh, and to add on to Linda's comment, she says, I don't want to explain carnivore to these people.
I don't blame you.
That can be different. Yeah, absolutely. Brian is here.
Hey, Brian.
Says, I grew up being shamed by others, not family, and taking that into my adulthood, thinking perfection is the only way, and punishing myself for years with self-doubt.
Yeah.
That is all gone.
Good for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Good for you. That's one of the hardest things to do, but one of the most important things to do is to let go of that stuff we hold on to.
Yeah. It's very, very true. Let's see here. Purple Evanana says, I'm working on slowly using up the keto treats and have stopped buying more, keeping keto chow for ice cream treat, but that will be the only treat I'll continue with.
There you go. I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome. John Wise says, bacon jerky is the best for road trips.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And Jackie's here.
Hey, Jackie.
So glad you can join us. And yeah, Amy says, I do encouragement live streams for free too. So there you go.
Yep, it's a great place to go.
Yeah. Terry at My Terrific Life says, community is everything. I belong to a lot of communities. LOL. Sometimes it's hard to be consistent in all of them, but trying to be more intentional with staying connected with each.
And that's fantastic.
Awesome.
That's so great that you're a part of so many different ones, Terry.
And this really breaks my heart. Thomas, Target Prime Rib says, Chris, I'm doing less lives. Someone has made me feel uncomfortable again with being in front of the camera, which has always been hard for me.
I'm sorry, Thomas. Being in front of a camera is not an easy thing to do. And if it makes you feel any better, I still to this day have people that like to nitpick every last little thing that I do on camera. And that's just kind of the way some people are. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. And I understand how you feel that way. I hope that you, as you kind of work through that in your mind, can kind of let go of any weird feelings you may have about that and jump back in front of that camera and realize that you're helping a lot of people. Unfortunately, the people that you help aren't always as loud as the people that want to nitpick. And it can be really difficult sometimes to remember that there's a lot of people that are possibly benefiting from what you do. But I totally understand where you're coming from. And I just encourage you that as soon as you can, try to jump back in and just know that all of us are here supporting you and you're doing great. Even when someone who has an opinion that they think you need to hear says otherwise, you're doing great. You're doing great. And we all start somewhere and we all have to grow and get better at this. I was not naturally good at doing any of this when I started.
Yeah.
Go watch my first YouTube videos. They're terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Also, though, Thomas, to put this in perspective here for you, my friend, you have to learn that you're not going to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
That's just rule one. And if you have haters, that's actually probably a good thing. It means you're doing something right. That's right. But also, if someone is literally going out of their way to come on to your channel where you're literally trying to do good work and do good things and help people, we know that you're doing that. And if they're literally going to nitpick you and try to find a fault with you, that's on them, buddy. And that is not on you. Yeah. So don't let some asshole basically ruin you from going and changing people's lives. And if you want, hell, I'll be a moderator. I'll get them 3 times. But yeah, you do a lot of really important work, though. Do not let somebody in their mom's basement who feels like they somehow have the right to poke or make fun of you basically stop you from changing people's lives. Don't let the enemy win, man. Do not give in to that.
Yep.
That is ridiculous. And I'm sorry. And it happens all the time to Chris and I. We've talked about this with a lot of other creators. It's kind of part of being online, but you just, again, don't let someone, whether it's an influencer or someone just watching your channel, derail you from what you're doing.
Yeah.
And our good friend, Pastor Bob, gave us the best advice I think I've ever heard. And
Yeah.
I think this just kind of keeps ringing true over and over.
Yeah.
Where he says, whenever you can, do not read your own mail.
Yep.
It's just whenever, like, do not, and even if you have to, and if you're reading the comments, move on and ignore it. Don't give a time and attention to people like that. It's not worth arguing with a fool. So I'm so sorry though, Thomas, but yeah, please don't let that derail you though from what you do.
You're doing so great.
Yes, absolutely. And Lynn says, dogmatic nut jobs. Haha. Yep.
That's right.
Lynn is so funny. She cracks me up. Richard Williams is here. Glad he can join us. Our
Good
neighbor.
to see you, neighbor.
Jackie says, I am planning to join the band when I can work it into my budget.
Oh, well, that'd be great, Jackie.
Yeah. John Y says, ate a few cupcakes this weekend. Making bad choices does not make a bad person.
Amen.
Absolutely. And he says he's back on track now.
Good for you.
That's awesome, dude.
Keep at it, John.
Mm-hmm. 06, I think it's Judex.
Yeah.
I had pizza this weekend. I'm getting back on track with my carnivore journey.
Good for you.
Awesome.
And that's all you got to do. You just go, okay, that happened. You jump right back on what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Good for you. And Jackie says, this break the cycle is just freaking fabulous. Yes, Jackie.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy that.
Here. And Sherry Gray says, I can't even express how much I appreciate these motivational streams. Thank you for what you do.
Oh, well, you're welcome, Sherry.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
It does a lot to help us too.
It does. Aunt Donna's here.
Hey, Aunt Donna.
Wallflower says, this is so incredibly important. Thank you for the discussion today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Marie is here.
Hello, Marie.
Says, just got back from the gym to catch you guys live.
Love it.
That's awesome. Rockin' Keto Amy says, great discussion, Chris and Ash.
Oh, thank you, Amy.
Thank you. Yeah. John says, I went full sad for a few meals, Hawaiian rolls, pork and beans, cupcakes, and some ice cream. Great being down, but plus 5 pounds and some inflammation are the consequences. Back on track now. Birthdays. Ugh.
And that's one of those things too, like when you do that kind of stuff, like you'll gain 5-10 pounds. Now we all know that's not fat. That's mostly inflammation. Like there might be a little bit of fat in that, but most of that is inflammation, and that will come back off. But that's just, it happens, and it's all right. It just, you go, okay, that wasn't great. And we go right back to what we do. And we don't beat ourselves up. We don't think about it any more than that. We don't focus on it. So good for you, John, for jumping back on that wagon.
Yeah. And that's the thing, though. That's all you got to do. You go off, you just get right back on. So
yep.
John's awesome. Jen Dean 5 says, I've been subscribed for a long time, but this is the first time a live popped up for me. This is a great message. What I needed to hear today.
I'm so glad you're here live. Thank you so much for jumping in. And yeah, we do this every Monday.
Every Monday at 10
Every
Central.
Monday at 10 Central, 10 a.m. Central, except this coming Monday. We won't be live. We'll tell you more. But yeah, this coming Monday we won't.
I know why we won't be live. Can I tell you guys why we won't be live? I have to tell them. You can talk more.
Okay.
So next Monday, which is July 28th, it is Chris Cooking Nashville's birthday.
That's me.
That is you. It's his birthday. And so, yes, we will not be live because of that. So since we won't be live, please tell Chris happy birthday down in the comments. What are you, 29?
Something like that.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll be 37.
37.
I'll be 37.
Wow.
Yep.
I married a much older man. But
yes.
That's good.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm old and everything hurts.
I'm older.
Actually, a lot less things hurt now than used to, so it's a good thing.
I've literally watched this man age in reverse over the past couple of years. It's been pretty great. Cheryl has a great question, babe, on Facebook. Can you recommend some minerals?
Yeah, my personal recommendation is Salty by Keto Chow. If you go to the description box of any of my YouTube videos, I have a link that will give you 10% off. Just click that. It'll take you to the Keto Chow website. You can get their salty electrolytes. They have a bunch of different kinds of things. They've got different flavors. They've got unflavored if you're trying to stay away from flavors. They also have their daily minerals, which is the mineral blend Dr. Berry developed with them. So if you're trying to go not just like, sodium, magnesium, potassium for electrolytes, but if you're trying to get like trace minerals and all that stuff too, they have everything you could possibly need. That is my recommendation. And there is a discount link in the description box of this live stream and all of my YouTube videos. You can go there. It says Keto Chow and it's got the link. You just click it. It'll automatically apply the discount to your inbox or into your cart and go pick up Keto Chow or Salty or minerals or whatever you like.
Make a big difference.
Yep, makes it. I have it every day. It's literally what I have right here.
That's right. This is awesome. Brian says, I no longer feed my body with junk. I feed myself with knowledge now. Every day is a door, and I love opening the door now. Every door is a new opportunity.
That's a beautiful outlook. Absolutely.
Hallelujah.
Absolutely.
Like that 1,000 times. Denise says, great mantra.
Yes, thank you. I think so. I think all of you guys would find it as inspiring as I do to just read that out loud on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. Your words have power.
Yes, they do.
They really do. Amy says, I was so burned out. Why I have to do it. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
It will burn you out if you let it, and that's why we're here to work together to help lift each other up.
Amen. Janelle says, loving the sermon, preach it. And Marie says, I need to make a shirt that says, I'm not chasing a goal, I'm becoming a weapon.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Tammy's here.
Hey, Tammy.
She says, sorry I'm late, heading to the gym. Just got done with the Kelly Hogan class. I'll listen and catch the replay from the beginning. God bless.
That's fantastic.
And
well, Tammy, enjoy.
She also says, I watched that, Ash. It was awesome talking about that Kelly Hogan video.
It was really cool to just see them unload and just be transparent like that.
Absolutely. Yep. And Grandma Patricia said, it's a pretty intense video. Be prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what, though? I'm just going to shoot it real here for a second. I actually really enjoyed that video.
Yeah.
And the deep discussion and the things they opened up about, because the truth is they were just being real and they were being honest.
Yeah.
And I actually wish more people on the internet were that way.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, we always talk about, oh, I feel so great and I'm losing all this weight and I'm this and this and that. And it's like, no, those girls were being honest.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Kudos to them. I like that. Amy says, I've been struggling, which is why I went strict carnivore 15 days ago. I'm starting to feel a little better, less exhaustion. I felt like collapsing the last couple of months. Exhaustion.
Yeah, I understand, Amy.
That's burnout. That's
definitely burnout. And that's why we're here to help. So let us know what we can do to support you.
Yeah, I'm sure though that smoked pecan probably gave you some.
That's a good boost.
I'm telling you,
that's a good boost right there.
If you fed that to me, hell, I'd run a marathon. I'd be doing jumping jacks. Charlie Darth Carnivore is here. Always glad to see him pop in the chat.
Yeah, good to see you.
Pam Smith says, well, hi, everyone.
Hi, Pam.
Glad you're here. And Amy says, yep, I watched the Hogan interview yesterday. It was interesting.
Yeah.
And Jackie's a rock star. She says, I always try to watch and chat on the Studios channel and listen to the CCN channel on my TV.
Oh, I appreciate that so much, Jackie.
Yes, absolutely. And let's see. Dennis Ward is here. Says, can you do a video about making your own pork rice?
I think he probably means pork rinds. Yeah, so here's the thing with pork rinds. You have to be able to source pork skin, which I don't have a source for. Pork rinds are also pretty messy to make at home because you're frying and they pop and they crack and you have to do it at a high temp because they have to puff. So if I get the opportunity to do a video, I could. I don't know that pork rinds are something that I find to be worth making myself because I can so easily find clean pork rinds for so cheap, and I use them very rarely. So when I do use them, I just tend to buy them. But if an opportunity presents itself, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great question. That's really good.
Yeah.
The beautiful Jujubee is here.
Hey, Juju.
Says, good morning, you beautiful people. I'm half listening as I took my daughter out for her honor roll lunch date. How cute.
I love that.
I love it. Hope with Acupuncture LLC is here. Says, first live with y'all and really enjoyed it.
Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Yeah. And we may have just lost our Facebook stream. If you guys are watching on Facebook, our apologies. Don't know what happened there, but that's cool. I don't know. Lacey is here. Afternoon,
Lacey.
And Amy is here. Says, hi, this is my first live chat on this page.
Oh, I love it.
My biggest question is, what is the truth about cholesterol? Mine is in the low 300s. And of course, my new doctor wants me on a statin, which I refuse to do.
Yeah, Amy, it's a really good question. So I'm not a doctor. I can't really tell you all of the science of all of this. I will tell you I'm not worried about cholesterol numbers. What I would be worried about personally, if it was my body, is triglycerides. Because if your triglycerides are good and your cholesterol numbers are high, who cares? Dr. Barry has great videos on cholesterol. You could also go listen to Dr. David Feldman, Dr. David Diamond. There's such a thing as a hyper responder, which basically is someone who is like a lean mass hyper responder, which basically they'll have high cholesterol. numbers, even when they're in amazing shape and all of these kinds of things. And so there's a lot of different thoughts about this. Here's the thing I will say. Your brain is made of cholesterol. Your hormones are built out of cholesterol. So if cholesterol is so bad for you, why does your body create it? And why does it build other things out of it that are vital to your health? That's all I can really say, because again, I'm not a doctor. Me personally, I wouldn't be worrying about the cholesterol. I would be looking at other markers. And if you want some info on that, go to Dr. Barry's channel. He's got videos on that. You could also go to a live stream and ask him a question. You probably have to pay for a super chat, because that man gets thousands of comments on every single live stream. So he can't get to all of them. But he could definitely help you with some info on that. He also has a book, and they have the new version out now of Common Sense Labs. So he could actually, in that book, you could get a copy of Common Sense Labs, and it explains all the labs you need and what each of them really means. And I believe he did that in partnership with Kim Howerton, I think it was. He wrote that. So go get a copy of Common Sense Labs, maybe, and look into info about cholesterol on his channel and the people he has interviewed, because he'll be able to help dissuade any of the fear or any of the concerns that are unfounded in any of that kind of stuff for you. So it will make you feel a lot better about your cholesterol numbers to watch his videos, maybe read Common Sense Labs, or maybe go to a live stream, pay for a small super chat, and just ask him your question and let him help you out. You can also, if you want more direct help, go join the PhD Tribe, his community. We are in there, and I actually am the culinary coach in there. So I do some private cooking things and, some stuff in Dr. Barry and Nisha's group. Huge honor. We love being in the tribe. It's amazing. But in the tribe, you also get access to extra live streams that are just him talking with tribe members, and there's a lot less people watching. So if you want to go through your numbers and go through your labs and that kind of stuff, he can take more time to do that in the group. So that's what I would recommend you do, because it's a great question, and I totally understand why you feel concerned about it. I did for a long time too.
Right.
And now I'm like, I don't even check, because I'm just doing the stuff that I know is good for my body. But I totally get why maybe you're concerned about it and would like to have those concerns alleviated. That's how I would suggest you go about that.
Absolutely. And Amy actually just commented and said, thanks for addressing my question. I stopped taking my blood pressure meds and my triglycerides and glucose drops significantly for the first time since I started taking it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Definitely. Awesome.
It's almost like it works.
Man, I'm telling you, it's really something.
Pretty wild.
Kimberly Ann is here.
Hi, Kimberly.
Says it's great to see you
Good
guys.
to see you.
Yeah. And Deb Nelson says the Kelly Hogan video was really good.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And Lacey says, Chris, you and Ash were so adorable in your dancing in the rain clip.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a really great little sudden moment, and the fact that we came back in and we were soaked and had to wring out clothes and put them in the dryer and all this kind of stuff, but we did. And then Ash sat and she was on her phone, and she was like, oh my gosh, the Ring doorbell camera caught our little dancing in the rain moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was fun.
Yeah. So Terry, my terrific life says, at Chris and Ash, doing my reset after being on vacation last week. Pork belly and ribeye for the win. My body knows I love it and was so happy to have the facts.
Good for you, Terry.
That's awesome,
love
girl.
that.
Get it. Andy says, Chris said, cooking is an identity. I totally had forgotten how true that is. Making these recipes has really helped me to stop listening too much to others.
Yeah.
I'm getting my identity back.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And that's what I had to do for me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I lose weight slower that way, and I still have weight to lose and all these other things to deal with. But I'm like, I would so much rather do that, but feel like I'm stable and I have my identity, than to try to do it the other way and feel like I can't control it and I can't hang on.
Hands down, absolutely. GGB says, tracking as a tool is excellent. Tracking for obsession is bad.
Yep.
Only you know what your true internal intentions are.
That's correct.
Man, I cannot agree with that more.
That is the deal.
Yeah, and I have to say too, there's way too many comments to go through, but so many people talking about just the importance of a great community.
Yeah.
So many people are rallying around Thomas after he shared that someone came on and kind of made him feel kind of bad and insecure about himself.
Excellent.
just proof that you guys are such a great group of people. Yeah. And a lot of people are saying that they subscribe to him and that they're going to go support him. And so way to go, guys. Good. Y'all are great.
Very proud of our group here.
Yes.
Very, very proud.
I brag about you guys all the time, just so you know. And there's a lot of other creators, by the way, that come in and they'll like leave a live stream or they'll do whatever. And like all of them have always said, wow, your guys' group is so nice. You guys
have such a great community. Yeah.
I'm like, I know, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
Always be kind is here. Great question. Is keto chow shakes hard on your stomach? Protein shakes don't agree with me.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's not for me and it's not for Ash, but it may be for you. I don't know. It, depends on what ingredient in protein shakes is causing the trouble for you, or if it's multiple ingredients. Like everyone's a little different. So for me, I don't have keto chow very often. That's a very rare thing. But when I do have keto chow, it doesn't bother me in any way. But it may bother you. So I don't know.
It's what we would call an N equals 1 experiment.
Yeah, it's an N equals 1 experiment. I would say maybe try to get a single pack of it, and on a day, or like the night before, a day when you don't really have a lot to do, test it out and maybe only drink half of it. And if it just doesn't agree with you, then you know not to do it. But if it does and you're like, oh, it's pretty good, then there's an option.
Yeah, absolutely. Dennis is here.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah, and honey, lots and lots of people are telling you happy birthday.
You guys are so sweet.
Yes. Also, Thomas says you are a baby, Chris. I am 52. Rocky Keto Amy says, wow, you are youngins. LOL. Lots of people are saying happy birthday, though. Grandma Patricia says, happy birthday, Chris. You are younger than my kids.
Well,
see, guys, I tell him he's an old man. So there's that, And this is awesome. Lacey also says, happy birthday. That's my husband's and I 19th anniversary too.
Oh, very cool. Happy anniversary to you guys.
That's awesome. And and your mom says, happy birthday, Tiffer. Looking forward to celebrating with you. You can't go live. Dad and I will be sleeping in the YouTube cave.
Very true.
Yep. That is true.
Very true.
Terry says, I think we should all eat a fatty ribeye for Chris's birthday.
I agree. I eat some fatty steak for my birthday, I think.
Yeah. That actually leads me in wonderfully to my next comment here. Jackie says, happy birthday, Chris. Congratulations on another trip around the sun. What fabulousness do you have on the docket to celebrate?
I don't know exactly what it is we're going to do. I definitely will be eating steak. I have bacon grease, dry aged prime New York strips in the refrigerator, in the meat aging refrigerator downstairs. Those will be ready for birthday stuff. I also have some lobster tails in the freezer. So we might do a little surf and turf or something like that.
You're a wild man.
Yep, that's me.
Just wild. Jackie also says, I missed the Dancing in the Rain video. Where can we find that?
That was on Ash's, was it your Facebook and your Instagram?
It's on my social media. You can go to my YouTube channel here, Ash Taylor Country. You can go to Facebook, Instagram.
So you can go to any of her social medias to see it, and then I posted about it in the band and the tribe as well. But yeah, it was mostly your social media where people have seen it.
Yeah. Just give us a follow there. It's just a short little clip, but hey, it may make you smile.
Yeah.
So and Andy, Me Lady Laugh a Lot says, many of us are starting out on YouTube and scared of the naysayers. I'm slowly coming back, but I'm taking it very slowly. Hugs to Thomas.
Yeah, Andy, I'm so sorry. And let me tell you what, guys, the naysayers, when you guys are new at this and everything, and the naysayers that come in and they beat you up in the comment section, if anybody understands how you feel, it is me. I can't tell you how much hate I got in the comment section. And still sometimes get. It doesn't happen nearly as much anymore because I used to go back at people and put my foot down. Now I just don't even bother anymore. We just block people. But I got a lot of it. A lot of it, especially from the dogmatic carnivore side of things, because when I do the recipes and I flex things around and do all this crazy stuff, like when I first started doing that and I had no reputation to back me up, people thought I was nuts. They thought it was the dumbest thing they'd ever seen. But here's the thing. I think this is one of the greatest things I ever heard. People will tell you you're crazy and you're stupid until you do something amazing, and then they'll call you a genius.
It's true.
So if you want to make an impact in the world, kind of the dues you have to pay is you have to walk through that fire of you're not important enough for anybody to think that what you do is valuable. and you have to just do it despite the negativity. And then suddenly when you're changing people's lives, you get to where you can block out the negativity, and it's really hard for haters to hate on you because they look illogical doing it, because now there's all of this proof out there.
Mhm.
But you have to believe in yourself first, and you have to go for it and do it. And despite all of that stuff, say, nope, this is important and this is going to change people's lives.
Mhm.
And every single one of you guys out there has the capability to do that. I believe in every last one of you that if that's something that matters to you and you truly want to do it, that you can do it, no problem. If there's a way that I can help you, let me know.
Yeah. Naysayers are also not just on the internet. They're in your life.
Yeah, it's just
they're in the world. They're in the
it's
world.
just everywhere. It's real world stuff.
And this is why I like Brian. Brian's smart. I like him. He says, for my journey, I started surrounding myself with positive people and I let go of the negative people.
Yeah.
This has helped every part of my life and the people around me.
Yep.
Here, my friend.
Absolutely.
You nailed it. Maritza Garza is here.
Hey, Maritza.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Hope wants to know, what are your feelings about the microwave pork rinds?
You know, I've only ever had them a couple of times, and it was years ago. I mean, like before Ash and I had met, like years ago. I remember them being good, to the best of my knowledge, to the best of my recollection. I enjoyed them, but I mean, listen, this is kind of one of those things, like if it works for you and it makes your life easier and you enjoy them, great. Unless you can point at something in them that's like really bad for you, then I would say enjoy it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Let's see. Lacey has a question. What would be considered moderate keto as far as the carb number? I have found I can't do real low. My nervous system doesn't like it.
Well, interestingly enough, I would be curious as to why your nervous system doesn't handle lower carbs, because carbs actually have a pretty inflammatory effect on the nervous system usually. So I'm curious if maybe it's not the carbs, but it's something else going on. And that's not to question your experience in this and not to like invalidate what you're going through at all. I'm just curious though, like, what are some things maybe you could look into as to why eating more carbs seems to settle your nervous system? Because scientifically, to the best of my knowledge, there's nothing in carbs that would do that unless you're spiking your insulin and spiking your dopamine.
Yeah.
And the reason that having lower carbs is causing issues is because it's actually like still the withdrawal symptoms, which basically means it's an addiction. So, you know, again, not to invalidate your experience at all. I'm just throwing that out there as an idea of why that would be a thing.
She says, super low or no carb seems to trigger anxiety in me.
Right.
I may have.
Right. So I'll totally let you kind of take that one. The only thing that I can say, for Carney for that month. Okay, so I think there's probably something else going on, Lacey. Mm-hmm. And what I would suggest you do is talk to Dr. Barry about that. Mm-hmm. Because going carnivore should reduce your anxiety, not increase your anxiety, because there's nothing in carbs that reduces anxiety, and there's nothing in carnivore foods that would cause anxiety. So removing carbs is causing some other underlying issue, it seems, which means maybe there's something else you might need to address. Now, keto, I mean, to be really truly keto is like 20 grams of total carbs a day or less. Anywhere on that low carb spectrum is kind of 100 grams a day or less. Some people can get away with more carbs, and maybe you're one of those people, you get away with it and there's no negative effects, which is cool. So I don't really know what that would be doing exactly. I think you maybe should talk with Dr. Barry and talk with someone who has some medical knowledge that might be able to help you sort of figure out, like, okay, so if I take away the carbs and then suddenly I'm experiencing anxiety, is there a physiological thing that could be causing that? Or is there some kind of just, like mental health type thing that maybe needs to be addressed? And maybe you're taking away the carbs and it's like, it's letting all of that finally come down, and maybe suddenly something is triggering for you. And listen, no judgment. I have all my own mental health stuff that I'm dealing with, and you guys will hear more about that in the future. But no judgment in any way. I totally get it. And I struggle with anxiety for various reasons too. The only thing that I would see carbs doing is that they're buffering something that hasn't yet been dealt with, if it's something like that, because carbs themselves don't fix anxiety or heal any of that kind of stuff. So I would just say maybe it's something underlying that might just need to figure out kind of what's going on. That's just my 2 cents as a redneck chef and guitar player. So
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, a lot of people are saying maybe like Patricia says, some carbs do hit dopamine receptors. So anxiety may be from no dopamine, rough change. And then let's see. Yeah. And then Amy says keto carnivore cured my anxiety and I got off my meds.
Yeah.
So yeah, it may just be like a change.
Yeah.
Not medical advice, but I was gonna say something that I don't know what you're doing, maybe with something to play around with. If you are cutting carbs and you're having a lot of anxiety, maybe you should try upping your fat. That probably is the only, like, here's an actual maybe something that could help you fix it.
Right.
Yeah. So that, I know for me, that makes kind of a big difference and change. And I've heard that with other people. If you're having anxiety and like kind of like that mental health side of things, the fat will help your brain function better. Oh, and she says, I do also have ADHD, which I have read interrupts your dopamine uptake. Yeah. So
yes.
That would make
Lacey, send me an email, info@chriscookingnashville.com, and let's chat. Let's chat. I may have some info that might help you.
Yes. Cool. Well, hey, babe, that's all the questions. I think we got to everybody here today. You put out, by the way, a fantastic video.
Did I?
You did this Saturday.
Did I? Was it fantastic?
I thought it was just freaking awesome. Tell us about your video that came out in case people missed it.
Yeah, so we did homemade cultured cream cheese. This is how cream cheese should be made, would have been made, and does not have any of the junk, any of the gums, the fillers, the stuff. So, I really enjoyed making that video, and it's part 1 of a whole series of dairy using some raw dairy we got from Miller's Biofarm. You don't have to have raw dairy. You have to have dairy that is, you can even use pasteurized, but it cannot be ultra pasteurized or the UHT, the ultra high temp stuff. You need either just regular pasteurized or ideally even better raw, if you can get raw dairy. Even if you get the pasteurized, if possible, it's best if you can get non-homogenized milk. It just works better. But basically, find a local milk source and get the highest quality milk you can, and cream and these kinds of things. So we did cream cheese, and we have a whole series that I'm working on of all of these different things dairy-wise you can do. And I see Janelle just dropped that in the chat for you guys. But it's how to make cream cheese at home. And I'll let Ash tell you what the difference is between the store-bought and the homemade stuff.
It's like an apple and an orange. The cream cheese you made, I think it will be honestly kind of hard for me to go back to normal cream cheese. It is absolutely delicious. So much flavor, so rich. Oh, so good.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So,
and Terry says, I can't wait to do the cream cheese with your bagels.
Yes. Absolutely.
And John says it was a very cheesy video.
Yeah, that's what we do. So, so that came out. If you guys haven't seen it, would love for you to watch it, share it. Let me know what you guys think, what you would like to use cream cheese for, and just gear up because I have a whole series of dairy videos coming. Yeah. So it's going to be really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's absolutely delicious.
Yep.
Super, super good. Oh, and Janelle has a quick question on that for you. Says, I was curious about the cream cheese video. How much weight did you get?
Well, so it's kind of hard to figure it out because I actually we filmed 5 videos simultaneously.
Because we're crazy.
Right. So I did a whole dairy series all in the same day, and I'm now like working, and then there was like taste tests and things for a couple of days afterwards. So from that cream cheese, I probably had about 2.5-ish cups, roughly, of whey, something along those lines. I didn't really measure it. I ended up combining it with whey from another one of the dairy projects, and then I used that whey for another one of the dairy projects. So it was a whole series of things. So I didn't really measure how much whey I got exactly because I ended up adding other things to it. So,
yeah,
but somewhere around in there.
Yeah, I will have to say too. This is serious. I just got a notification on our phone. You were talking about the cream cheese video and all this. Dr. Ken Berry just said, "I need some of this."
Look at that!
There you
Look
go.
at that here.
Show it to the camera. I would say I don't know if it'll focus.
There it goes. Every now and then, the man himself pops in and says hello. So
Dr. Berry's about the cream cheese.
How cool is that?
That's awesome.
So, well, if he sees this video, thank you, Dr. Berry, for the kind comment. So
yeah, need some cream cheese. Awesome, really, really cool. And I wanted to say really quick. So Lacey actually said, yeah, I have trouble taking in a lot of fat because I have don't have a gallbladder.
Yeah. So I think what we need to do, Lacey, is, and like I said, send me an email. And I've got some info that maybe we can just chat a little bit, but definitely like working on how do we start working towards increasing fat. I think Dr. Berry actually has some videos where he talks about using things like ox bile, taking an ox bile supplement to help you process fat until you get used to it, because your body can learn to do it without the gallbladder, but it does take it's a process. Your body has to get used to it. And he talks about ox bile being a supplement you can use. So there might be some information that I can give you, some things we can chat about. And then I think he might have some good info for you too.
Yeah. And Lacey wants to know, do you want me to subject that email?
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. You just put hello. Doesn't even be complicated.
Yep.
All good and sweet. And Maritza says, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Yes, guys, please like, subscribe, share all of the lovely things while you are here. We appreciate all of you guys. I think we've covered everything, right?
Yes, sir. We sure have.
All right. Well, we won't be seeing you next Monday because of the birthday celebrations, but I will have a recipe video coming out on Saturday, and it is a thin crust pizza with the amazing and beautiful Jenny Middich. If you guys don't know Jenny, she has an amazing channel, and we're going to be talking about her stuff. So really, really cool.
Oh, it's going to be an awesome video.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a new type of pizza. I've done several of them. We're gonna have a different kind of pizza. So thin crust. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to be releasing that on Saturday. In the meantime, thank you guys for being here. Like, subscribe, share, put it in the chat. What are you going to do with this Break the Cycle PDF? And don't forget the link to download that in the description box. Go to the website, go download that. And if you would like the community, the band is here ready to support you guys to help you through all of this. So we appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on Monday. Make sure you stay motivated and break that cycle. This is Chris Cook in Nashville. The beautiful, the one and only, amazing, gorgeous Ash Taylor. Guys, eat your meat. Break through those cycles and take care of yourselves. Love your life. We'll see you in the studio for more live streams, although not next Monday, but the Monday after that, and a bunch of other crazy videos down in the kitchen. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great week, y'all.